All right, 1500 Radio, Baltimore's authentic multimedia experience, bringing you the morning source weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. The gang is in the building with me.
Gang. Good morning, Baltimore. It's Raven Paris.
And I'm Takira B.
And of course, we have a special guest. It's like we have special guests every day nowadays.
Another one. Love it.
The owners from Creole Soul Restaurant right here in Baltimore at our house.
Welcome.
Thanks for coming.
Thank y'all for having us this morning. Good morning, good people.
Hey,
And then when they came,
Right.
they came and brought us some
Yes.
goodies.
they came bearing gifts, and I feel bad for TK.
I was about to
because-
say, these two didn't got to dive in, and I'm still over here stomach growling, you know?
And so, 20, well, we ordered the same thing, and you're going to love it.
I'm going to love it.
You're gonna love it.
You're going to
Can't
love
wait.
it.
I can't Give my own opinion, okay. I love
Bring it
it.
on in. Let's bring it on in.
So give us a little history from you guys. Like, where you guys from? When did you guys come to Baltimore? How did it work out?
Because I can hear it. You ain't from here.
You ain't from here.
No, Baltimore, we are not from here. But don't front. Like, y'all got your own accent. Too.
We
Yeah,
do.
That's what we hear.
Okay, no, I'm just okay. All right, I'm back on this.
That's us. That's definitely us.
Yeah,
For sure.
but no, we so Dedric and I both are military. Where we are actually retired military.
Wow.
And so we, so Dedric retired 2017 in Norfolk, and then I moved up here in 2016. Stayed in Southern Maryland, and was stationed at Andrews Air Force Base. So that's how we got to Baltimore.
Okay.
And then we eventually, a couple years later, moved to Baltimore to start the restaurant. So
Okay.
Yes.
So wait, let me be
looking like,
clear.
yeah, she
So
pretty
y'all
much
both
summed it up.
are from New Orleans.
no.
Okay.
So I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, born and raised.
Okay.
So town down. And then so my family, I have family in New Orleans.
Okay.
And Dedric is from North Carolina, but he's born in Baltimore.
Okay.
raised in North
Okay.
Carolina. So
Got it.
Y'all both got that southern hospitality in y'all,
They
though.
do.
When
It's
y'all
all
come-
in the mannerisms.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so now let's speak on, because I was really like happy about that. When I saw both of y'all on a picture together when he sent y'all a picture, I'm like, yes, black, thriving,
Yes.
married couple, got this thing going on with this business. Come on, black love.
love
So let's get into the creation of now Creole Soul Restaurant. Did y'all already how did y'all both develop this love for food together?
Wow, that's a good question. I think because her southern roots paired with mine, and I was like, dang, my woman can cook.
Come on.
You know what I mean? And she fine too.
Yes.
So
Ain't
I
she?
was like, yeah, let's go ahead and do something.
I love it.
So, were you cooking
was so you
at a given time, or it was just her?
I mean, she summons me to cook, but I grill most of the time.
Okay, I can see
I'm
that.
the griller.
Yeah,
She's the
grill master. Okay.
yeah.
she's the hands that get scarred and burnt. And all
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah.
time. Like,
Get
got all
dirty.
the war wounds
Yeah.
right here. Yeah, for me, though, like, I just, being raised in the South, just developing a love for cooking, and then traveling abroad in the military and studying with some of their chefs, like in Spain and Italy and stuff like that. So it was really good. It was a really good experience. And just kind of trying to, come back and bring some of that love, here to Baltimore. So
That love
it was
into
just
the
crazy.
food.
Yeah, when we opened up, I was like, oh man, these are crab people, and I just don't know how they gonna look like this Southern food.
Yeah.
And man, they ate it all the way up. So
Because you got real crabs up in there.
Yeah, and you got the shrimp.
Not
you got
the fake,
yeah.
not the little imitation, the real deal.
You got real crabs in there.
Absolutely.
And believe it or not, as weird as it may sound, Baltimore, right, is a little southern itself. It's weird. Like, because we're
Yeah.
up north for sure, but we love southern people. We love our Boosies, Yo Guides,
Yeah, that's
Gucci
true.
Man.
That's true.
Like, you feel me? Like, you would think it was like a mini Atlanta out here.
Yeah,
That's
I
true.
always say that. I'm like, you know what, Baltimore, and I love Baltimore because it reminds me of Atlanta,
Yeah.
but it's just a lot smaller.
Yes.
The circumference is just,
Yeah.
and it's just got so much culture.
Come on, yes.
People here, I mean, and the love that y'all have for y'all city.
It's
it just
different.
makes
It's
us
unmatched.
just
It's
want
different.
right there. So it's like, yo, okay, come on through. Come on, my black people. Okay.
So what were you cooking? Well, of course you were cooking before you came up here, but did you have a cooking business before you came up here? Were you cooking for people?
Well, actually, yeah. So we started we were established in 2018.
Okay.
So yeah, we were established in 2018, and we started off catering. So we did a lot of big catering gigs and everything. And, my hobby that I love so much had turned into like, hey, like this could
It's a
this
passion,
this could be
The money
something-
maker.
right. So it's not even a job when you're doing what you love.
Yes,
So it's
we
kind of
always
like,
say that.
okay, well, you know what, let's get it popping in, and then that's how we kind of came up with the concept of Creole Soul. It was the North Carolina, the New Orleans, the Atlanta, and then you mix that in with the culture of Baltimore, and then it's like, hey,
Talk to
That's
him.
that soul.
That's that soul right there.
Yeah.
Perfect,
I
perfect.
love that.
I love it.
Now it takes some some guts to jump out there though to actually start a business. And now speaking of coronavirus and
Right.
everything that happened, so let's talk about some of the ups and downs of having the business and dealing with the pandemic.
Right.
How did you all like adjust and make some changes so you could still survive and still be up now running after it?
right.
Well, I would have to say, you know, the military teaches you how to deal with situations like this, and with us, you know, we abided by what was going on in the city and whatnot. So we was like, you know, instead of, you know, just tapping out, let's go and support other businesses around us. So we went to DC, we went to a lot of local Black restaurants here, and we just started supporting everybody else. You know what I mean? And at the same time that we're being a good servant, God, we
God
didn't
is
know
blessing
God
y'all.
was blessing us while we was
Amen.
doing this.
Yep.
So I look at it in a spiritual sense because
Yeah.
look, we didn't have to want for anything, but we did face our ups and downs, you know, as we faced them head on, you know what I mean? But the good thing was we were prepared and we knew how to face it.
I love that.
And the thing is, you said y'all come from catering background, so it was easy to kind of get back to like the to-go containers, the keeping a business coming and going out.
Yeah, it definitely was. I think that we found ourselves in the middle of the pandemic. We found ourselves in the midst of just giving back to the community, people those who were in needs, getting with
Yeah.
local kitchens and stuff like that.
Excellent.
We realized that just because the food service industry was shut down, there were people that were still out there that needed
Yep.
our services.
Yep.
And, you know, that support, that you know, a lot of people don't understand that, you know, you got a way of loving people through food. And if you don't feel the love when you eat somebody's food, it probably ain't cooked right, and they probably mad when they cook
And
it.
it's probably
Yes.
You know, and then you can't eat everybody's food now. So, but
This is
no,
true.
it's yeah. So it was just more along the lines of us just trying to give back, and you know, when you hit, you know, that rock bottom or that hard bottom like the whole country did,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, okay, so I think God tests you at those very low moments in, you know, in life, and see what you'll do with it.
Yes.
That's
You
a
know,
fact.
what you do with the little things, God will do,
Yeah.
you know, God will bless
gonna
you
give
with
you
the
the bigger
greater
things
if you
multiplied.
treat the little stuff right.
People
You
always
get what I'm
saying they want to upgrade their car, want to upgrade their house, but they
Yeah.
don't take care of the house that they got right now. How you gonna take care?
Exactly.
How you gonna take care of a bigger one,
mansion.
right?
Exactly. So-
TK brought up a great point, right? And y'all was talking about the ups and downs, and I was just curious, you know, like coming from North Carolina, coming from Atlanta, right? Like, what were some of the hardest or the biggest adjustments that you had to make when it came to cooking or your cooking style, just being here in Baltimore?
Oh man!
Oh, that's an easy one.
That gumbo was spicy, baby. It was spicy, and the only
Sausage.
the sausage. Yeah, oh yeah. A lot of people
from Baltimore do not like pork.
So it's
Yeah.
So I was going to ask, but I didn't want to say anything. I'm like,
It's
this
okay.
is turkey or chicken. I didn't want to say anything. But like,
It was chicken. It was sausage. It was like it's kind of like the kitchen sink
and that's
gumbo.
smart.
almost.
When they talk about coming to the adaptation, that's so smart because that does matter, right? When you're
Geography.
feeding somebody.
Yeah.
It does.
I am jealous though because I kind of wish I would have tasted the spicy one.
I
love
should have just
food.
brought you some cayenne pepper. You know,
Oh,
Okay.
that's that little secret.
Yeah.
So
but
you-
that was the thing that it was, you know, we had to bring the spice level, and we were also feeding to a younger demographic
Yeah.
and older people, so they couldn't handle the spice. So
Right.
it's like, you know what, we'll let people season their own food who couldn't
That's
handle
smart.
it. Yeah.
That's smart. That's smart.
Speaking of season, I was going to ask. So, did you have to add like Old Bay? Did you start? Were you been using Old Bay,
Oh,
or
yeah,
have
you
you?
know,
have
Old Bay
you
is a
used
heavy
Old
thing
Bay?
here.
Yeah, we
She's
love
like,
the Old
oh
Bay.
my God.
Like a little
Unfortunately.
Old Bay.
First, okay, so you know, with certain things, I will. You know, I'll add a little spice of Old Bay. You know, we'll probably give a little kick to the salmon and the shrimp and stuff like
Okay.
that. But you know, I wasn't a big Old Bay user coming from the South. I'm like, oh, they obey everything around here. Okay, the hot sauce, all of that.
Yes.
So, no, we're actually moving into more like dishes. You know, adding things to the menu. So we just introduced another cold po' boy to the menu that we're doing, like, you know, adding a little Old Bay and stuff. So all of our employees are from Baltimore. They're
Yes.
from the heart of Baltimore. So it's just kind of like, yo, this chef, put some Old Bay on that thing. I'm like, all right, cool. So,
Yeah.
Baltimore is coming. We're gonna put some more Old Bay on your food.
I love
we
it.
got you.
Thank you for the adjustment. We appreciate you for that.
No problem. We aim to please.
So what was some of the similarities then? We got the differences, the hard adjustments. Now, what was something that was like, okay, I'm surprised that this is similar to where I'm from?
Oh man, I just think that just
Nothing.
no. I wouldn't say that. Let me get into what surprised me first. A lot of people hadn't tried grits.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah, me
A
personally,
lot
I
of
don't like
people
grits.
hadn't
I
tried
personally
grits.
don't like grits either, but shrimp and grits,
Shrimp and
I
grits,
can
yeah.
do that.
A lot of people hadn't tried grits. And so the good thing about it is that like I said, oh, well, we don't do that here. We're gonna make you a believer today.
Yes.
And so we let them taste and it was like, oh God. So we have people that just come in and just order straight grits. But
Oh,
I
wow.
think that they have an appreciation, of course, the greens and the beans and rice and things like that. But I guess the crabs, like that's the seafood is what kind of connects us all.
Right.
Okay, that's true.
So
That's
so
true.
I think that
The
was
Maryland blue crab.
the Maryland blue
Yeah.
crab, and then I was like, I don't know about these Maryland crabs, so I'm gonna ship mine from Louisiana.
For real, y'all think
Yeah.
that y'all
What?
crabs are
No,
better?
no, hold on.
She
I
probably just
don't wanna
wasn't
start
used
that.
to it. She didn't know. You know, she didn't know.
I didn't say that.
Nothing.
She
I
didn't
didn't
know.
know. I didn't know coming up here because you swear by your own,
Right.
your own roots and your your crabs and stuff. But when I started going to the wharf in DC and I was starting to go places here, and I'm just like, oh man, like okay.
Our crabs hit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do. And then so I wasn't a heavy blue crab eater. And when I got here, DJ was like, "Oh, you got to eat the cheese." And I'm like, "I'm not eating that crab. I'm not doing that." So I learned how to just become a true crab lover.
Yeah.
I love that.
And she eat crabs better than me now.
Crabs are amazing.
It's an art to it.
It's an art.
I see the crawfish though in y'all logo. It's nothing like New Orleans crawfish. I have not had a good crawfish up here, honestly.
It's nothing like
if
New
I have
Orleans
had.
gumbo at all. Like, period. Like,
Yeah.
it's,
I haven't even been to New Orleans.
food is amazing.
I got
Question,
on a
though.
plane and brought back 7 pounds. I'm
We
sorry.
can't ignore the fact that you are from you were born in Baltimore, but you were raised in North Carolina.
Yeah.
What about the what do they call it? The pot when you put everything in, you put the corn in there, like the boils.
The boil.
Oh,
Remember,
like a boil.
But I feel like when I first had a boil in like North Carolina, South Carolina, it wasn't like the crab boil, so much seafood. It was
It
more
was like
you-
potatoes,
potatoes,
corn.
Yeah, it was kind of
Yeah,
like gumbo
yeah.
almost.
Right.
Yeah.
Did y'all ever tap into that or not so much?
So we do at the house.
Okay.
Yeah, we do it at the house all the time. So whenever
y'all
y'all want to
selfish with
stop
that.
by,
Oh, y'all
get
y'all
good
let
at
us
the
know y'all
house.
want
We
to
need
stop
to
by.
come to the house.
They selfish with that recipe.
Yeah, so we put it on the back porch,
Okay.
and then she do her thing
On the
with that.
back porch, so southern.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Now look, what are those signature dishes? So like if we go into Creole Soul at our house and what's those signature dishes that you really want us to market, try out and buy?
Well, definitely the gumbo. I would say this, that I've noticed that a lot of restaurants here in Baltimore serve shrimp and grits.
Yeah, they do.
And no shade to nobody. We do have some really good shrimp and grits there. But the gumbo is something that you probably can't get
Nope.
in any other
Exactly where I got it.
restaurant. So it's kind of like we want to be able to serve those dishes that's authentic to the South, authentic to New Orleans, and just be able to, introduce the
Yeah.
Baltimore palates to that stuff. So
Yeah.
I would say that the gumbo, and then our specials. Sometimes I'll make a white chocolate bread pudding. We got that in the
You just
stores
told me
right
about
now.
that.
Yeah. The beignets are a big hit. I know that some other places have them now. Popeyes does.
Oh, that's
but-
what you was telling me about.
Yeah.
The deep fried.
The
Popeyes
fried
need to
with a lot of powdered
stop.
sugar on it. Yes. So those are the things that's kind of like authentic to New Orleans. So I just wanted to make sure that that we brought that, and then the mac and cheese.
Ooh,
Yes,
dang,
the
I
mac and
didn't
cheese is one of our biggest sellers. I usually, we usually can, hand out samples and everything, and people would just gravitate to that. They buy the mac and cheese out.
You know, Black people love mac and
Yes.
Right, but then we do some little, we add our own little razzle dazzle.
Okay,
Right.
right.
So, and then finally our red velvet cornbread. So so that always bring people in. It's hot, fresh, and moist. And it's like, and people skeptical. They're like, red velvet and cornbread. They was like, nah, that sound like a stomachache. But when they
Sound
tasted
good to me.
it was real good.
Right,
So,
sound good to me.
so those are just a few of our signature dishes. Speaking of crawfish, we'll be doing a special. We'll have crawfish etouffee. I don't know if y'all have ever tasted or heard of that, but it's kind of like a gumbo, but it's really made with crawfish stock and pieces of crawfish and served over rice over a gravy.
Try that.
It's real good.
I'm gonna be down there a couple times. Y'all gonna see me.
Oh yeah.
You guys came here, you feel me, to promote your business, of
Yes.
course. Get to the bag, get to a bigger bag.
Yes.
Right.
So we keep saying our house, but to the people that don't know where our house is, can you let them know exactly where your location and how they can order, if they can order online,
So,
etc.
we are located at 301 West 29th Street, Baltimore, MD, and located inside our house. So as soon as you walk through the main door, walk straight, you see Creole Soul on the left side.
Love it.
All right. You can also find us on the World Wide Web, www.creolesoulrestaurant.com. Social media, Instagram, Creole Soul Restaurant, Facebook, Creole Soul Restaurant, and Twitter, Soul Creole.
Love that.
That Twitter gets you. The
It's
Twitter get on
always
your
the
nerves. You
Twitter.
gotta change something.
It's
Like
always the Twitter.
If Twitter gonna do anything else, they gonna be difficult. Like
Yeah.
I can't get my name, but I just want to pray for you guys. I want to say, we wish you nothing but the best of luck,
Thank you.
abundance, and a lot of money. So
Hey, it's coming. It's coming.
Yes, God.
because now I love a good Southern food, man. We appreciate you guys, and
Absolutely.
thank you for coming. It is 1500 Radio, Baltimore's authentic multimedia experience.
Love
We
y'all,
are
Baltimore.
the Morning Source.